Imagine being locked inside the Nazis' most feared fortress. A place so secure they called it escape-proof. Now imagine, with only handmade tools, disguises, and sheer nerve, you and your fellow prisoners plot to break out, not once, but dozens of times. Welcome to Colditz Castle, where the impossible was just the starting point. During World War II, Colditz Castle, perched atop a rocky hill in eastern Germany, became the Nazis' answer to the ultimate breakout. Here, the Allies sent their most notorious escape artists and high-risk prisoners, convinced that Colditz's thick stone walls, razor wire, and round-the-clock guards made escape impossible. But to the men inside, impossible wasn't a deterrent. It was a challenge. Colditz was more than a prison. It was a legend in fear. With searchlights slicing the night and armed guards patrolling every corridor, any attempt to escape felt like a death wish. The Nazis watched everything, or so they thought. The POWs trapped inside, British officers, French resistance leaders, Dutch pilots, shared one obsession: freedom at any cost. What drove men to risk brutal retribution for escape? For many, it was duty, a soldier's code that said, never accept captivity. For others, it was survival. A successful breakout created chaos, forcing the Germans to spread their resources thinner. But actually pulling off an escape? That took genius and nerves of steel. Any slip meant solitary confinement, torture, or death. Yet the POWs transformed misery into a game of wits against their captors, forming secret committees, inventing ciphers, and hiding escape stores. Over time, Colditz became a twisted kind of school for escape, a melting pot of cunning plans, secret skills, and near-miraculous luck. But how exactly do you tunnel through solid stone with nothing but table knives, create perfect German uniforms from bedsheets, or build a glider in total secrecy beneath the nosy gaze of Nazi guards? And what about the guards themselves? Were they clueless, complicit, or simply overwhelmed? Let's lift the lid on the greatest Colditz escapes ever pulled off. Picture yourself, night after night, scraping at mortar by candlelight, knowing that a single cough could give you away. Imagine forging a uniform while another man stands lookout, ready to flush all evidence if a guard appears. Every escape attempt wasn't just a gamble. It was laying your life on the line, not just for yourself, but so others might one day find freedom. First came the tunnels. The very stones of Colditz became silent accomplices as POWs plotted routes beneath their captors' feet. Working in shifts, they used spoons, mess tins, and stolen tools, hiding dirt in ceilings or behind false walls, passing it out in their pockets during exercise. By day, workers camouflaged themselves as cleaning staff, always alert for approaching boots. Meanwhile, the Forgers Guild worked its magic, using potato juice for invisible ink, theater makeup for fake German insignias, and bedsheets dyed with tea to mimic Feldgrau uniforms. Wristwatches were stripped to build lockpicks. Stashes of civilian clothes hid under floorboards. Every man had a role, from distraction artist to lookout to forger. Each breakout was a high-wire act. One group tried to slip away disguised as a German work detail. Another vanished through a trapdoor under a piano. Some even managed to con their way out as Red Cross delegates. But not every plan went smoothly. False starts, last-minute betrayals, or patrols inexplicably taking one more lap nearly exposed everything. Then came the ultimate gambit, the Colditz glider. In 1944, two RAF officers hatched a plan so crazy it had to work. A man-sized glider, built in secret in the attic above the chapel. For over a year, POWs salvaged bed slats for ribs, used porridge to strengthen fabric, and passed construction materials at night, right under the guards' noses. Underneath day-to-day routine, hope soared, literally. The plan? Launch the glider from the castle roof, soar over the walls, and land in the forest beyond. Operation Birdman had every inmate on edge. The glider even had a fake maintenance schedule to fool patrolling guards. The only thing left was launching. But then the Americans arrived. In April 1945, just days before the glider's maiden flight, the castle was liberated. The glider never officially flew, but its existence alone stunned the world and proved just how far ingenuity could go beneath layers of stone and steel. Did any POWs really escape Colditz Castle? Absolutely. At least 31 men broke free before the war ended, often using outlandish methods honed by improvisation and teamwork. While the Colditz Cock glider never flew, an exact replica built decades later proved it could have carried 2 men to safety. The myth of escape-proof Colditz was shattered again and again by resourcefulness, collaboration, and relentless hope. If you think prison breaks are only for movies, Colditz Castle is proof that reality is even wilder. For these POWs, risk wasn't just a thrill, it was a refusal to let their captors decide their fate. Today, visitors to Colditz can walk the same stone corridors, see haunting tunnels, and even view a replica of the legendary glider. The escapes from Colditz became the stuff of military legend, studied in academies, and retold in a dozen languages, inspiring movies, books, and a whole new generation of would-be escape artists. But maybe the greatest lesson of Colditz is about the power of human spirit. How teamwork, creativity, and impossible grit can turn even the darkest place into a launchpad for freedom. Against overwhelming odds, hope really can find a way, even inside escape-proof walls. And just when you think you've heard it all, wait until you discover what they hid in the walls. The double bluffs, and what one POW did with a stolen camera. That's a story we'll break down in an upcoming episode, so don't blink. If you were locked inside Colditz Castle, what escape plan would you try? Tunneling, disguises, or building a glider? Tell us your wildest ideas in the comments below. Next time you pass by an old building, imagine, what secret tunnels or hidden plans might be whispering behind those stones? History is full of escape stories we're only beginning to uncover. Colditz Castle may have been designed to be escape-proof, but the men inside proved that no fortress is immune to human audacity. These escapes are reminders. Sometimes even the strongest walls can't hold back hope, courage, and a little madness. Want to hear about more impossible escapes, from Alcatraz to the Tower of London? Subscribe and join us on the next great jailbreak, because as long as there are walls, there will be escape stories. Next episode, the legendary escape from Stalag Luft 3, the true story behind the Great Escape. How did the Nazis miss 3 tunnels? And what happened to the men who got out? Stay with us for the real secrets behind history's most daring breakouts.